Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. We're going to expose a literal psychological heist, and it's one that happens every single day. If you've ever found yourself sitting in one of those sterile dealership offices, clucking a tiny cup of terrible complimentary coffee while the salesperson steps away to talk to their manager, well, you've probably been a victim of this without even realizing it. Today, we're breaking down what's called the four-square illusion. It's the exact step-by-step mechanism dealerships use to totally hack your decision-making, right there at the negotiation desk.
It's the ultimate question, right? Why do we always end up paying more? You walk through those glass doors with a rock-solid budget in your head, a hard limit on what you're going to spend, but somehow, 3 hours later, you're driving off the lot realizing you paid way more than you planned. And here's the kicker. The sources for today's explainer show that this isn't just you being bad at math or just getting worn down by some pushy salesperson. Actually, scratch that, it's way more calculated. It is a highly intentional magic trick, specifically engineered to hack how your brain processes numbers.
So to really understand how they pull off this whole dealership illusion, we've got to look at the main physical tool of their trade, because this isn't just about smooth talking. No, this trick relies on a very specific, super intentional prop. And the crazy thing, it looks completely harmless. It is literally just a standard piece of paper on a clipboard. But make no mistake, it is meticulously designed to control the narrative and totally scramble the math in their favor.
If we strip away all the industry jargon, this piece of paper is known as the four-square. It's a worksheet that acts as the ultimate sleight of hand. Picture this. You sit down at the desk, and the salesperson slides over this paper, literally divided into 4 boxes, or squares. The entire goal of this single document is to take 4 completely separate financial decisions and basically throw them into a blender. It scrambles them together into this massive moving target that is virtually impossible for you to track in real time.
And that brings us to the math behind the hack. By putting everything onto one single page, the dealer transforms a relatively straightforward purchase into an absolute mathematical labyrinth. See, they absolutely do not want you focusing on one simple, clear price. Instead, they want you lost in a maze of shifting numbers. It's like every single time you look closely at one detail, another detail magically changes. To see exactly how they build this trap, we need to break down the individual moving parts hiding inside those squares.
Okay, here they are. Instead of just buying a car, you're actually engaging in 4 completely separate negotiations, all happening at the exact same time. These are distinct levers the dealer can pull. Think about it. First, you're fighting over the sticker price of the new car. Second, you're haggling over what your old, rusty trade-in is actually worth. Third, you're trying to figure out the exact cash you're putting down. And finally, you're targeting that monthly payment. If you handled these one by one, they'd be a piece of cake to manage. But of course, that is exactly what the dealership doesn't want you to do.
By cramming the total price, the trade-in value, your down payment, and the monthly payment all onto one confusing worksheet, they create absolute chaos. It's literally a mathematical shell game. For example, say they generously drop the price of the car by $1,000 in one box. Awesome, right? Well, they might just sneakily lower your trade-in value by $1,500 in another box to make up for it. Or if they give you the trade-in value you demanded, they'll quietly inflate the interest rate or ask for a bigger down payment. They shuffle the numbers around so fast that you completely lose track of the hidden markups. But honestly, why do we fall for it? Well, it's because the messy math is just the setup. The real trick here relies heavily on human psychology. Out of all 4 boxes on that worksheet, there is really only one box the dealership desperately wants you looking at. The other 3, they're just noise. They're literally just there to tire your brain out so they can steer you exactly into the trap they've set.
As our sources point out, dealerships focus on the monthly number because it's the absolute easiest variable for our brains to accept. They are exploiting a major cognitive vulnerability here. They know perfectly well that you and I struggle with complex, long-term math on the fly. Trying to mentally calculate compound interest on a $30,000 principal while juggling a $4,500 trade-in and fluctuating interest rates, that is exhausting. But a nice, round $400 a month, our brains love that. We accept it instantly. And the second you focus solely on that monthly number, they have won the game.
So how do they close the trap? It's a highly calculated 2-step process. Step 1, they distract you with a small, comfortable monthly number that fits perfectly into your budget. Oh, you want to pay $400 a month? We can absolutely do that. Once you nod your head, they immediately move to step 2, which is completely obscuring the long-term reality. They will get you your $400 payment, sure, but they'll do it by secretly stretching your standard 4-year loan out to a 6 or even 7-year loan behind the scenes. The monthly payment looks exactly like what you asked for, but the total math has radically changed.
And the result of that sleight of hand is staggering.
Even though that monthly payment feels totally safe to your brain today, it ends up costing you thousands of extra dollars in interest over the life of the loan. Seriously, thousands. All because of this engineered confusion. Because you let the Foursquare merge the negotiations and distract you, you end up paying massive hidden markups. Those extra thousands of dollars aren't an accident, they aren't a math error, they are the direct, highly profitable result of a perfectly executed psychological hack. But here is the good news. Now that you clearly see how this illusion works, you have the power to dismantle it. You can literally break the trick. The secret is to keep those 4 variables strictly separate. Refuse to negotiate based on the monthly payment. Just force them to only talk about the total out-the-door price. If you do that, you strip away their biggest advantage. So I'll leave you with this to think about. How are you going to take total control the very next time a salesperson looks at you and asks, "So what do you want your monthly payment to be?" Keep the lessons from this explainer in your back pocket, and whatever you do, don't let them hack your decision.